World Bride magazine, and in this season's episode we are entering into Brooklyn, my hometown. And this episode we're going to focus on the 2.6 million people that live in Brooklyn, New York, and we're going to see how they should get married or how they do get married in Brooklyn. Come along with me. Hello everyone, it's Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine, and we are home in Brooklyn. We are here with the wonderful ladies that created the Wedding Crashers, the Wedding Fair, the most wonderful way to meet the most wonderful vendors based in Brooklyn and around this great country of ours. We are here with Nicole and Ashley, who is going to give us some background information about the Wedding Crashers, the Wedding Fair. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Hi. How are you?
I'm great, great. So please, completely introduce yourselves.
Sure.
So that our audience knows who you both are.
Great. I'm Nicole Davis, and I founded Brooklyn Based. And then shortly after, Brooklyn Based is a lifestyle and culture email about Brooklyn events, food, entertainment. And shortly thereafter, I founded Wedding Crashers.
And I am Ashley McLeodic Chang. I came on board with Nicole about 5 years ago as someone to assist with the event and quickly fell into the role of events manager for Wedding Crashers.
Wonderful. So you each have your own companies, but decided to collaborate to bring this magic to Brooklyn.
In a sense, yes.
But I love the women power collaboration that
Yeah.
really works for both of you guys. So how did you pick Brooklyn? What about
Well, I mean, Brooklyn, I mean, I had Brooklyn Based, which is this, a media company. It was covering like local culture and food and events here. And then, we were thinking about doing a guide to getting married in Brooklyn, and we'd already done a few events, and I thought, this doing a guide is going to get outdated in a year. What if we just turn this into a live event and invited Brooklyn vendors? And so we started it at the Bell House in Gowanus, and called it Wedding Crashers because I wanted it to feel as if you were almost walking into. I mean, it didn't quite work out like you were crashing a wedding in a sense. We had wedding bands playing throughout the fair.
I love it.
It was just too loud, though. Well, the vendors just couldn't talk over the music. So it didn't really totally work there. And then the Green Building, so that was in probably 2008. And then the Green Building opened in 2010. And the director of marketing, Brooke Rashid, said, why don't you do the fair here? And you'll have more space. And so we moved it here. And then they opened up 501 Union across the street in 2013, and it seemed as though, I mean, obviously their venues were growing, the fair was growing, and so then I met Ashley, and Ashley started helping me with the fair and has grown it to where it is now.
Unbelievable. So have you seen the growth since then?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, since I've been on board, that was the first year that 501 was available, and so we were playing with the fall fair being there, and then come spring, we were able to incorporate both venues. When the previous year we were just using the Green Building, and we were able to fill both. Over the course of the past 3-4 years, we're seeing now 80 to 90 vendors, and this year it's going to be close to 100 vendors between the two.
And so are all of these vendors Brooklyn based?
So originally they were all Brooklyn based, and I'd say that over the years, I mean, we've just started to incorporate more people from Manhattan or maybe New Jersey, and now increasingly I'm seeing people in the Hudson Valley.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So now how do you go about selecting your vendors? Do you pre-qualify them in some ways? Because I would think brides that come here, they trust that you're sifting through and making sure. How do you qualify them?
Absolutely. So the one nice thing about Wedding Crashers is that we do see repeat vendors year after year. I'd say about half the vendors, a few of them from the very beginning, have been with us. And then, as the inquiries come in, we're really making sure that they have an established business, wanting to see their website, and just really going through what they're offering and bringing and making sure it kind of fits with what we're offering with Wedding Crashers. I think we certainly welcome and love having new vendors every year, and I think that's true to like how many we are now hosting. Because it's fun to have like what's in trend, and like year after year there's going to be something new.
Right.
So it's always nice to have those established vendors that we've had for almost, well, it's going to be 10 years now, but also I know it's crazy. But it's wonderful. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
So what are five tips you want to give brides, between you or each of you?
Yeah.
Why would they attend your show? Why should they?
Why should they? All right, so, well, I recently had a conversation with my brother who was recently engaged, and, it's so exciting. It's such a happy time, and of course, everybody is just, what's happening? Like, what's going on? But I told him, I'm like, take a minute, just, like, enjoy, like, what is happening, because this is going to be, once in a lifetime, and just sit back, enjoy between the two of you, and just know that everything doesn't have to be done this minute.
I would also add to that, like I know that a lot of vendors, I think vendors really like the fair, because it's a networking opportunity.
Right.
They're
Yep.
meeting each other so that they can recommend and work together on other events past, this. But the other reason I think that they enjoy doing it is because they're going to ultimately work with Brooklyn brides.
Absolutely.
And low key, which is code for low key.
Right. Exactly.
And so they really like these are
Low
the
key and cool.
right, and these are the couples that they, not just Brooklyn brides, Brooklyn couples. So they're excited about working with, so and that's the other thing is it's not just on the vendor side, but it's also on the couple side. You want to really connect with whoever you're working with over the course of planning this event, because if you don't click, then you're basically, kind of puts a damper on this what should be a really magical day and celebration. And so you really want to make that make sure that make a good have a good connection with your vendors. And I also think that you're just going to find the best food here. I mean, there are many wedding fairs, but there are few where you can actually sample so many caterers' foods throughout both venues. So we have Brooklyn restaurants who are here, like Frankie's Spuntino is here, the Farm on Adderley. I'm going to forget a few other, well-known food trucks. Red Hook Lobster Pound, Waffles and Dingus, and I mean, we have a lot of, so you're able to. You have to sample a lot of good food, so that's another great thing. So instead of making appointments for multiple tastings, you're doing it all in one day here. And then I think the other key thing is find an amazing photographer, because that day goes so quickly, and you are just not going to,
you can't relive it again.
You can't relive it again. It's and if you don't have the great photos, then it's really all in your mind, and it's maybe in your your guest's iPhone. But other than that, So and we have a lot of great photographers who come here, and so that's another great reason to come and find the person who's going to capture it.
And speaking, and you corrected yourself, it's not just brides. I noticed that your audience is very diverse, from culture, from sizes, gender, and men actually come to your show. Yeah. So you have a variety group of people that come to attend this. Right. Which makes it even more special. Totally. Which speaks volume to what Brooklyn is, how accepting it is. Right. Can you elaborate a little bit about how you attract these amazing, diverse group of people?
I mean, I'll go back to the food and the drink. We have like free, like we have beer and bubbly flowing the whole day, and that is just, I mean, it's like one way. It's just to lure, it's just going to bring everybody out. So, you do not have to have brunch. You can just come here.
Right. Exactly. Come hungry. Yes, absolutely.
Come hungry because you will eat plentifully.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you have from a full meal,
Yes.
to dessert,
Yes.
Right.
to candy, to coffee, to drinks, and oh my God, it's a whole festivity.
And it's nice because the vendors really want to get to know you. It's not like they're trying to push themselves on you. And everybody's very friendly with each other. So it's not like somebody's really trying to, I feel like there's not as much competition as you will see at the other fairs. Like it's really relaxed, and I think that kind of caters to the guys as well because they see it as like more of a relaxed atmosphere.
Right.
They can still taste their beers and get a bunch of food and make
And get great entertainment at the same time.
exactly.
Because there's a bar across the street at 501.
Yeah.
The setup is beautiful.
Right.
And lounge area, so it's super cool and fun.
Right. And we really want to, I think it's really easy in the wedding industry just to always think sort of brides. And I do think like that's something that we've been trying to correct so that it's not such a straight fair. And even with our logo, like it started off with a diamond ring. And we just did a rebrand to have wedding bands. It makes no sense for us to be just thinking about this as like a hetero event because it's not. This is for everybody. So
Whoever is entering into the wedding, the marriage arena should be able to attend this.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wonderful. So tell us, when is the upcoming event?
It is Sunday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day.
But drink here.
Yes, absolutely, exactly. We are going to have a lot of...
In a safe environment.
Right. Yes. Place to be 12 to 4 o'clock.
Okay. And what is the ticket price?
Right now, general admission is going for $25 and VIP is $35. And then at the door, it will be $30 for general and $40 for VIP, if we still have them available. Usually we sell out in advance.
Right. The VIP
Yep.
tickets actually include online, raffle entries, and we
Yes.
have so many different prizes,
Yeah.
like World Bride is giving away.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. We got a great Brooklyn hotel that's going to give you guys something super cool for one lucky couple. We're excited about doing that. We're so excited. But no, I love the fact that the ticket price is literally a brunch cost.
Exactly.
And you're drinking all you can eat, and keep going around and around and around. So it's super cool for the price of it. So can you please tell us your website so that people can go?
Sure. So they can purchase tickets at Brooklyn Wedding Fair. And again, it's produced by Brooklyn-based. Oh, so I'm sorry. Brooklyn Wedding Fair is brooklynweddingfair.com.
Right.
And then it's produced by Brooklyn-based, which is brooklynbased.com.
We're just really excited. Going into our 10th year here, it's amazing to see how it's come together. And we appreciate our vendors, and we really want to bring this together. A really amazing event this year. So we hope we'll have a great turnout this year.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Ashley.
We are Brooklyn-based, and we are producing the 10th annual Wedding Crashers, Brooklyn's Best Wedding Fair, on Sunday, March 17th.
So join us here at the Green Building and 501 Union from 12 to 4, and we look forward to seeing you there.
And keep your eyes on World Bride magazine.
Hi, everyone. We're here with Kelsey.
Kelsey Hewen is my full name. I'm a private events coordinator here at the Green Building, and I've been working here about 6 months. I specifically was looking for a wedding space in Brooklyn. I actually live in the city, but I was looking for a space in Brooklyn because I love Brooklyn a lot and kind of wanted to be able to get off the subway and feel like I was stepping into more of a neighborhood to come to work and then go back to the crazy at home.
And at home is Manhattan.
Yes.
So, guys, I'm telling you, Manhattan is not everything. Brooklyn is becoming
it's
it.
wonderful, but it has so much character.
I love that.
But so this is a really special place to work. I love this neighborhood. The building itself, as you know, is beautiful, and the people here are wonderful, and we have amazing clients. So it's been a wonderful 6 months working here so far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now, in planning a wedding here, a couple, how far in advance do couples have to kind of book your place? Is it booked out quickly?
It does get booked up really fast, especially Saturdays. Those go really, really quickly. So, we have people starting to book for 2021.
What?
For sure. Yeah.
Wow.
But we still have, some days filling up in 2019 as well. But for the most part, 2019 is pretty solid.
Wow.
But yeah, those Saturdays go really quickly, and especially in, just the favorite times of year, like fall and spring. But yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. So now, what kind of clientele are coming here to ask for this space?
Yeah, we kind of have a little bit of everyone. We do have a lot of Brooklynites who live close by.
Right.
Like this morning, I had a couple who live, just around the corner. They came and signed, and are going to be getting married here in October. And but then we also have people coming in from Jersey and from the city, and it's definitely like it's a character that they're looking
Absolutely.
for. It's a type of feel. This is a very like sort of neighborhood feel, but this building itself is very Brooklyn, with the exposed brick walls and the unique kind of little pieces that are this building, the furniture, the tin copper roof, because it used to be a copper factory.
Wow.
And so it just has a lot that it says on its own, and it's beautiful. And
Right.
people are, when you're looking for a space, you want it to kind of represent a piece of you in a way. And so a lot
Right.
of people, if they have family coming in from out of town, they want their people to see like, this is Brooklyn, and this is a
Right.
Brooklyn space, and it very much is that. So, but we do have people coming from all over, and we have some people who have moved out of the city and are coming back to get married here because they
Wow.
want this space.
And this space speaks Brooklyn. It literally does. And the New York that we all read about and hear about in music and in art and everything else. Yeah. So now, how many people does this space hold? And do you provide vendors for them? Is there a vendors list that you have?
Yeah,
Preferred
so we seat 160 with a dance floor, but we can go a little over 200 if it's sort of like a floating cocktail style.
Right.
We have a vendor recommendations list of people who are in the space a lot. So we do give that to our clients and to people who ask for it, because you're welcome to bring in who you would like, but we have such wonderful positive experiences
Right.
of vendors who we have worked with over
Right.
the years.
Right.
And, it's really nice for a couple to know that their caterer knows how to maneuver around this space.
Exactly.
Because we are providing the raw space,
Right.
and we provide the bar, but everything else is brought in by the couples, so it can feel a bit overwhelming as to like,
If they don't know the space.
if they don't know kind of where to begin with who to bring in for their vendors.
Right.
So it's nice to have this list of like, these are people we've had incredibly positive experiences with,
Right.
who will make it easy knowing our space and can very seamlessly create this event for you because they know the green building.
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. So can you give us a tour of the space so we can see what they get for their buck?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
So this is the main space of the green building. So ceremony and reception, either or and, can all happen in here. So a typical ceremony setup that I see is possibly using this wall here as the focal point, having chairs set up face that wall. We have these beautiful light curtains that you can rent. So a lot of people will use a light curtain to kind of frame that area, and then the chairs will face that direction. That's our beautiful new bar, and it is mobile in the space, so you can actually move it anywhere that you would like. So this is our brand new bar that we got a couple months ago, and it's really beautiful. We've built this bar specifically for the space so that it can be mobile, so you can move it anywhere. We do provide all the alcohol. We have different tiers of bar packages that can be chosen by the couple. We provide the bartenders and the alcohol and the glassware and the cocktail napkins and all of the garnishes that go with the drinks. But the couples sometimes will ask, well, is this enough for my 200 guests? And it totally is. We have one bartender per 50 guests plus a bar back. So it gives a really nice option to have, one less thing on your plate to worry about, because we provide all the bar and the alcohol here at the Green Building. But we also do have a courtyard outside, which is really beautiful, and in the times of year where they can use the courtyard, which is pretty much all year minus January through March, just because it's a little tricky in the winter. But otherwise, that area is welcome to be used also for ceremony and reception. We can seat up to 140 out there. So ceremony can be done outside, and then cocktail hour can be done out there as well. We have another like mini bar that we keep outside.
Nice.
So we'll have some bartenders out there to do a cocktail hour, and then guests can come back inside for reception. So there's a lot of ways that you can kind of play with the space and kind of, if you wanted to do indoor, outdoor, if you wanted to do primarily indoor, we really can work with guests. And then the door that's out there actually does slide open, so you can bring in up to 2 food trucks.
Wow.
Which is like, as soon as you tell people that, it's very Brooklyn. It's very unique because,
that's a great add-on.
it is, because it's not, we can also put them out on the street too, but it's nice that it feels like it's theirs, right? Because it's in our courtyard, it's closed in, so the food trucks come in, and it's just a great way to kind of incorporate another little piece of Brooklyn throughout the night. So whether it be late night snacks or for your actual kind of meal, we can do that. But yeah, it's a wonderful,
it's a great space.
Yeah, it's a wonderful space to be able to use in a lot of different ways. And people can really use their imaginations and their creativity with how they want the evening to go, and how they want to fill it.
So now, with the courtyard, are you allowed to bring in a tent? What if I do want it in the winter, and can I bring in a tent and heat it up and do all that? Are there rules and regulations about that?
Yeah, good question. So we do offer a few different tent companies that they're welcome to go to rent a tent and to be brought in. One in particular we use is Atlas. So Atlas Tent Company is one that we use quite often, and so basically the couple will reach out to them if the weather looks a bit ominous for the week, and then the tent company will come the morning of, set up the tent, and they can choose if they want like a full tent, if they want a half tent. There's many that they can kind of choose from, but we then would restring the lights that are out there within the tent, so it still gives it that really warm feeling and like the glow of that area. So that's definitely an option. And also there are specific heaters that can be put inside of the tents if it is chilly outside. We do typically consider the courtyard closed January through March because of the
weather,
the unpredictability of the weather. So yeah,
but it is an option if somebody insists on having a winter wedding and that's part of it, and they want a tent.
January through March, we really do say
try to stay off of it.
Yeah, really no courtyard. If it comes down to it, and like let's say the wedding was happening today and it ended up being actually, no ice or no, it's not freezing outside, then we can just pop a couple cocktail tables out there. But for the most part, those months are just have an indoor wedding. We can do it all in this space, and it's really beautiful. We just had one recently that the whole space was just filled with like 200 people, and they had so much fun with dancing, and it all happened inside. It doesn't have to be outside, to be both. It's nice to have that option though, of course, if it's a nicer time of the year, but we live in New York where the weather can be unpredictable, but thankfully we do have great, options to have a tent and to have heaters and all of that. So
wonderful. So now this space can be designed any which way with your recommended vendors or with vendors that the bride and the groom may want to bring themselves, correct?
Either way. We do give that list to all of our couples so that they have it, but if they really have their heart set on a particular caterer or a particular restaurant they wanted to source food from, then they would bring in that food from that particular restaurant, but then hire a staffing company to be here to make sure that everything's being bussed throughout the night. And so we're pretty flexible with working with you with who you're interested in having in the space.
Now you say that you are the event space coordinator. Does that mean you work with each of the brides that actually come into the space and rent it out? So you're going to be working with them and their planner, if they have their own planner outside of you, of course, I would think?
Yeah, so basically I, myself and Megan, we're the two private event coordinators for the space. So whenever a couple comes in and is interested, either of us will be working with them from day one to give the tour, to sign the contract, and then they have those months to start kind of planning on their own. I'm here to answer any questions about the space itself. but we do require that they have their own day of coordinator.
Right.
So they can choose somebody who is just day of, they can choose a full service planner, so
Right.
that's totally up to them, and we have great recommendations on that front as well.
Perfect.
And people who are working in this space constantly as planners.
Wonderful.
But it's nice because then they have, someone who they're going to for more of the sort of nitty gritty details.
Right. And for
But-
their own interests.
Right, and then it's like it takes so much weight off of them to
Right.
not have to plan everything. They have somebody who will know how to design the floor plan and create a timeline and keep them up to date on like which vendors they should be hiring at what times and all of that. So it's nice to have that. But Megan and I are here throughout the process to answer any questions, to give any recommendations, to talk about the space and say, well, this has worked well in the past, this hasn't,
Right.
those types of things. And then we'll all meet together about 1 to 2 months out from the wedding. And we'll talk about their timeline and their floor plan, and we'll kind of go through everything together to make sure that they're on the right track for their big day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
thanks,
I totally
Meredith.
enjoyed this.
Thank
And I
you.
love the space and the detail and the options that you have in creating such a wonderful environment,
Yeah.
that now people can get creative to create a wonderful thing for their wedding day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Meredith.
So guys, please come and visit, and you will see how much we love Brooklyn and why you should get married in Brooklyn.